There's a new coffee making game in town, and this one uses some really interesting mechanics that definitely took me by surprise. Coffee Caravan is a new cozy coffee making sim where you set up a coffee shop out of a caravan and need to serve coffees to your customers. In this video, I'll be giving a full review of the game and ranking it from decaf to fully caffeinated. This is something we do regularly here at the Indie Brew, so make sure to hit that subscribe button for more indie game content. Without further ado, let's grind this game down and see how it brews. Coffee Caravan has a lot of things, but one thing it doesn't really have is a story. Considering it's a management sim game, this isn't unusual and doesn't detract from the gameplay, but because we don't really have a story to rank, we're not going to be rating Coffee Caravan for story today. What Coffee Caravan doesn't have in story, it definitely makes up for in gameplay. The world of Coffee Caravan is absolute chaos at its worst and only slightly less so at its best. You set up shop in a caravan with some basic coffee making equipment. Depending on which initial recipe you choose, you'll receive a drip machine for drip coffee or an espresso maker for espressos, as well as a sink, grinder, cups, and the most important ingredient, the coffee beans. Each coffee recipe is slightly different and requires you to do different steps to make the perfect brew for each customer. Each level covers a day of gameplay where you'll have different customers visit your shop and you'll need to prepare their coffee as per the recipe, serve it to them, and then clear and wash the dirty cups. Now, here's where this game gets really interesting. Coffee Caravan is, at its core, actually utilizing some dungeon crawler roguelite mechanics. The level map that you progress through is randomly generated and you need to successfully complete each level without any customers getting frustrated, otherwise you find yourself back at the beginning. You have two different types of customer serving levels, easy and hard, and alongside this you also have mystery levels, shop levels, and treasure levels too. Each path you take through the level map is different and gives you slightly different levels to progress through, and it really can be the determining factor as to how far through you make it. The shop levels let you purchase new coffee recipes, new machines, upgrades to existing machines, and various furniture that has different effects on yourself or your customers. Mystery levels are randomly determined and can contain new character types, events that create negative or positive events on yourself or your customers, or a bonus visit to the shop. Treasure levels give you the choice of 3 different items, which can include furniture items, upgrades, or machines, or you can choose to get a boost to your cash instead. If you lose a level, you head right back to the start of the map with different pathways generated, making each run different. You do keep any purchases you make, but any event effects are wiped, as well as your bank balance. At the end of each level map is an extreme challenge level, which could also be seen as this game's version of a boss fight, and successfully completing this will unlock new vans and other levels to progress through. The management cafe sim side of the game is addictive and fun, with some challenging levels in there too, but combining it with the dungeon crawler style level map really ups the ante in the game and definitely makes you strive to get past the point you lost at last time. It's definitely a challenging game, but one that has some solid gameplay. So for gameplay, I'm rating Coffee Caravan as fully caffeinated. In terms of performance, Coffee Caravan plays really well. It's definitely a lower resource hungry game, and I didn't encounter any bugs or issues during my gameplay. The controls function pretty well playing with keyboard and mouse, but it can take a little bit of time to get used to, and I do wish there was an option to swap items rather than having to put one down to pick another up, but that's probably the only thing really missing from the functionality. It's a well executed game that plays great. So for performance, I'm rating Coffee Caravan as fully caffeinated. The design of this game is super cute. The art style is fun and definitely nods to similar games in the chaotic management sim category, but still stands out on its own. The coffee recipes and machines are really well illustrated, and the attention to detail with the recipes is pretty incredible. The soundtrack is the perfect blend of calming chaos and suits the overall vibe really well. And the sound effects, which are particularly important in this genre, are spot on, giving you so much information as to what's going on in your caravan. The design works together to create a game that looks deceivingly cozy while still hinting at the chaos that awaits you. So for design, I'm rating Coffee Caravan as juiced. Coffee Caravan is a cool, caffeinated spin on a management sim game. We've definitely seen cafe or restaurant themed games like this before, and it could definitely be compared to games like Diner Dash, Pixel Cafe, Overcooked, or Played Up, but the coffee specific theme and the attention to detail on the coffee recipes and design really makes it stand apart. The integration of some dungeon crawler aspects are a fun twist to this style of game, and not something I've seen implemented in this genre before. They definitely add an extra risk and reward to the game, which provides a pretty good substitute for a storyline. Overall, this is a game that definitely took me by surprise and is certainly a game that has more to it than meets the eye. So for originality, I'm rating Coffee Caravan as fully caffeinated. caffeinated. Coffee Caravan on the surface is a management sim game with a cozy style, but it's definitely a cup with a kick to it in the underlying mechanics of the game. As a coffee lover, I really appreciated how much thought has gone into constructing this game, with the recipes thoughtfully and realistically designed, as well as the preparation methods being pretty spot on. This is a game that is management sim chaos at its finest, and is one that has really pushed the boundaries of this genre. We've ground the beans, we've carefully weighed and pressed the grinds, and brewed this game down. Now, it's time for a taste test. Coffee Caravan is fully caffeinated. You can get brewing in Coffee Caravan right now on Steam. You can find the link in the description below. And I'd love to know what's your go-to coffee recipe. Leave a comment below with your favorite brew. And if you're looking for some more indie games to check out, you can find some more recommendations right here. Until next time, stay caffeinated.